To today's 11.
It's the formation the rest of the way now, you'd think. The partnerships through the spine of the team so critical to their success, with Cavallini and Montero up top relied on heavily to get the goals they'll need, to get the points they'll need to get into the playoffs.
And for the Timbers and Giovanni Zavarese, 2 changes from the side that beat the LA Galaxy 5, as Felipe Mora, who scored the lone goal in the last meeting between these two, will replace Niezgoda, while Andy Polo starts over Andres Flores.
And Polo scored a brilliant top corner volley against the Galaxy on Wednesday night. So with Diego Valeri and Jimmy Chara starting this time against the Whitecaps, they'll have a very dynamic front with a team that is the joint leader in goals for in MLS with 44.
It was 1 goal off a free kick from Felipe Mora that he glanced home in the early stages. The Whitecaps weren't able to come back to win that game. As we get set to go, the Whitecaps to kick off in their 1979 retro kit. The Timbers are in green. .34-year-old Armando Villarreal from San Antonio in charge of this one, as it will be Vancouver to kick off. They'll attack section 107. That's where the hardcore Timbers supporters would normally be stationed to your left. The Timbers attacking the Multnomah Athletic Club to the right, the club that actually helped build the stadium in 1926. And through several iterations, it is one of the greatest stadiums quite easily in Major League Soccer, having done the $85 million expansion that has that beautiful stand across from you. And we're underway here with Pablo Bonilla sending it into Whitecap territory. Russell Tybert playing on that left-hand side and wearing the captain's armband for the men in white. And they're defending early here, and we'll try to keep that ball out of the goal, because it is Portland tied with LAFC for the league's lead in goals for, 44. And they'll have some defending to do now through Polo. Bonilla trying to get the better of Russell Tybert. Hooks the right-footed ball straight to Evan Bush, and he'll be happy to get his first touch early.
And the Whitecaps will pick and choose, look to press here tonight. That's the way that Mark DeSantos wants his team to play in the 4-4-2, a little bit differently than the 4-3-3 that they've spoken about wanting to build over the years. But this group, I think this 11 fits this system the best. It's the one that has continuity and some recent success as well. A lot of changes were made on Tuesday night, of course, against the Sounders. But this rested 11 now has a chance to go toe-to-toe with what looks like the best Timbers 11, although no Niezgoda in the lineup. He was great against the Galaxy. But Mora, of course, scored that goal against the Whitecaps, and that's one area that Vancouver really needs to be tighter on his set plays.
Away goes Diego Valeri. The flag stayed down on the near side as Valeri running at Bical, and Owusu stepped in the way and intercepted nicely. And that little clever back heel from Freddie Montero, who has a lot of goals to count for against the Portland Timbers. In fact, he's leading by quite a margin in that department, as through his Sounders and Whitecaps time, 6 goals for against the Timbers, and 1 came last year in the early part of the season as Freddie Montero scored the only goal on May 9th, and that was the last time the Whitecaps managed to beat their Cascadia adversaries, and that was at BC Place. Here in Portland, the Timbers are 8-2-4 all time, and Portland leads the season series with 12 wins to the Whitecaps 6 with 7, that is, with 6 games drawn. Here comes one of the players who has featured in most, if not all, of those games. I know he's had to miss a couple over the years through injury, but Diego Chara.
And he's so important to this team. It's borne out in the statistics where they never lose when he's in the lineup relative to when he misses games. They've got a losing record. And of course he didn't.
It's a nice ball over the top, just a bit too long, and no problem for Bush there.
He did feature in the last game Diego Valeri in the middle of the park, the other 34-year-old on this Timber team. Didn't start, came on in the second half, but he is what makes this team tick through the center of midfield, even in that advanced stage of his career now. He's in the 80-goal, 80-assist club. So few players in MLS there, but so good setting up goals as well as scoring them.
Montero managed to keep the Whitecaps in possession, and Leo Owusu was really the last couple of weeks and settled into the squad. It took him some time to adapt, but I think that's a normal procedure for newcomers to Major League Soccer. And it's just required a little bit more patience as Nerwinski tries to pick out Lucas Cavallini, who, remember, is on a yellow card warning, and that's a critical point to remember here as the Whitecaps and LA Galaxy loom next week on decision day. A good clearance away up the line from Jorge Villafana. Jimmy Chara did play with his brother Deportes Tolima just for one season. This is the first time since then that they've locked horns and joined teams, and Evan Bush will get this one back. Veselinovic. Eric Godoy, who was also grown into this season after what was a very difficult start through injury after his permanent move from Cologne. Hear the turn shout for Janio Bical. Whitecaps very content to just keep possession here with Portland really putting on a whole lot of pressure, but the Whitecaps are camped out deep, and now they try to turn the other way through Bonilla. Godoy steps in front, and does he have an outlet? Bical, Nerwinski, he's got Dahome.
Leo Owusu likes to drop between the center backs. He's the man who will look to spring balls forward. I almost wonder if it's Godoy or Veselinovic who might be better off just trying to ping those balls into the channels, as you saw the last one from Owusu go a little wayward and intercepted easily.
Adnan looking for Fredy Montero, who got to the end of that. Now here's Lucas Cavallini trying to keep the ball in play. Does manage to keep it in. Fredy Montero, surprising how many of those balls in the air he does win and keep the team in possession. And he had to do it a lot a couple of years ago when he was really the main man, and oftentimes playing against two big center backs, but he is really good at winning the ball in the air, and he kept the Whitecaps in possession. Dahome trying to do the same now in the middle third, lost out to Diego Chara, and now Villafana. Valeri. Mora tumbles over. You have to be really careful these days. It seems like penalties are being given away at an astounding rate. There was some conjecture over the one in the TFC game, as now Godoy will clip it into midfield. Dodgy one for Callum Wilson too this morning for Newcastle, as Montero, Owusu, and Jake Nerwinski. Two Colombians getting each other way. In fact, there's quite a few Colombians on the park here. I count 4, with both Chara brothers, Dahome and Fredy Montero. Again, Montero dropping and floating it beautifully for Ali Adnan. He's in a good position. Does he have the support in the middle? He doesn't. Did it stay in play? It did. And that's quickly out from Steve Clark, the journeyman goalkeeper. Undrafted, but finding a home here now in Portland. Andy Polo will settle things down here. We haven't said Eric Williamson's name much, the Virginian, just 23 years of age, but what a find he was in the offseason.
He's been excellent.